Emma is trying to pitch an organic energy drink called Panda Prime to a cruise company. She gives it her best shot, full of energy and confidence, but the clients still turn her down. Frustrated, she calls her friend Lissy and tells her what happened. Then, she decides to drink before flying back to New York. Emma boards the plane tipsy and heartbroken. A kind flight attendant notices her and upgrades her seat from economy to first class to lift her spirits. Before takeoff, a charming young man named Jack sits beside her. During the flight, the plane suddenly shakes from turbulence. Emma panics and starts thinking she's going to die. In her panic, she blurts out strange personal secrets to Jack. Instead of freaking out, Jack calmly lets her speak. So Emma goes on, talking about her failed pitch, her wish to pee like a guy, how she cries when she hears a certain song, how her boyfriend likes going down south, and how she thinks she's never really been in love. She's still rambling about her dream of a magical romance when Jack gently tells her they've already landed and that he needs to go. Emma quickly rushes off the plane without even saying goodbye. Outside the airport, her boyfriend Connor pulls up in his tiny car. Overjoyed to see her safe, he runs and hugs her tight. Right then and there, he asks if she'll move in with him, and she says yes. Jack, walking just behind them, sees everything. The next morning, Emma wakes up in bed next to Connor. He's thrilled that they're finally living together. Emma heads to work and finds the office being remodeled. She soon learns that the CEO of Panda Prime, Jack, is paying a visit. Emma is speechless when she realizes it's the same guy from the flight, the one who knows all her embarrassing secrets. Jack recognizes her immediately. Emma shrinks in embarrassment as Jack throws in a few subtle jokes that remind her of what she told him. Later, Emma goes to Jack's office to ask him not to fire her. Jack assures her he won't, but he does ask a favor in return, not to tell anyone he went to Chicago. Emma promises to keep it quiet. In return, she asks him to keep everything she shared on the flight a secret too. Jack agrees. Just as she's about to leave, Jack asks if it's really true that she's never been in love. Emma denies ever saying that, then adds that no one really knows what love is anyway. Then she walks out of his office. After work, Emma visits her friend Lissy and vents about her problem. Lissy tries to cheer her up, but both of them know it's going to take more than advice. It's a mess only heaven can fix. Emma also talks about how her relationship with Connor is starting to cool off. Since they both work at the same place, Lissy suggests mixing things up a little. Emma, feeling curious, agrees to try it. The next day at work, Emma's boss Sybil announces that Jack will now lead the marketing team. While they're working, Emma's friend and coworker Casey walks in and asks her for help with the accounts department, code for sneaking out to grab coffee. But Emma had already spilled that little secret to Jack during their flight. She tries to turn Casey down, but Jack insists she go help him anyway. Jack ends up catching them red-handed sipping coffee in front of the elevator. He tells Emma to hop in so they can head to the marketing department, and she follows him in. The elevator suddenly stops midway, and Connor steps in to join them. It turns out Jack is actually on his way to Connor's presentation. During the ride, Jack casually tells Connor that he knows about his relationship with Emma, then asks if it's affecting his work. Connor quickly says no and insists that they keep work and personal matters separate. When they reach the floor, Jack invites Emma to come along and join Connor's presentation. During the talk, Connor explains that their target market is millennials. But Emma cuts in and suggests changing the target market to the elderly instead. No one agrees with her idea. Later on, Emma sends a text to Connor asking him to meet her in the archive room. When he gets there, he sees Emma trying to win him over with a little charm, which confuses him. She pulls him closer to get romantic, but he asks her to stop. That's when Emma realizes things aren't working between them, so she ends the relationship. The next day, Emma approaches Nick, the rep for the Panda Bites account, and asks for a small marketing budget to test out her theory about targeting seniors. She proposes putting a coupon in a bowling magazine. She gives Nick a subtle push using a bit of leverage, and Nick agrees. Later, Emma gets called into Jack's office. Jack asks for her thoughts on a new logo. She says she doesn't like it, and Jack agrees right away. Then, he brings up that he heard about her breakup and asks if she's okay. Not long after, he asks if she'd like to go on a date with him. Emma says yes right away. That evening, Jack arrives at Emma's place. She takes him to a secret club, but they quickly realize it's not what they expected. Jack then suggests grabbing falafel somewhere far from the city. They talk and laugh about how badly the date started. As they're about to kiss, Jack gets a phone call that shifts his mood. Emma asks if there's anything she can do, but Jack doesn't say much. He tells her he just wants to enjoy the night with her, and they go on kissing. For the next few days, Emma feels happy with her new relationship with her wealthy CEO boyfriend. They go out often and spend a lot of private time together, but she begins to notice that Jack never really opens up. Everything seems perfect, until she starts asking about his personal life. Jack either stays quiet or avoids the question. One time, when she asks how he started the business with his partner, he just walks off. Emma brings this up with Lissy, and she starts to get concerned. The next morning at work, everyone is listening to Jack's live interview. When he's asked about their new target market, he describes it as the girl on the street, listing traits that sound a lot like Emma, even slipping in some personal things she had told him. Her co-workers start catching on and poke fun at her. Emma, hurt and humiliated, walks out. She's still crying when she reaches Lissy's place. Lissy comforts her, and Gemma arrives. Jack calls, but Emma tells him she doesn't want to see or hear from him again. Gemma urges her to get back at Jack and spill his secrets too, but Emma says she barely knows anything about him. Then she remembers he once told her to keep quiet about him being in Chicago, and that she overheard him on the phone mentioning something about a plan B. Other than that, she has nothing else. The next day, Emma and Casey go out for coffee. Jack shows up and asks if they can talk. Emma tries to ignore him and says no. Later, when Casey steps away, Jack begins to apologize. Emma tells him how he embarrassed her and how everyone laughed. Jack says he panicked and didn't know what to say during the interview, which is why he blurted those things out. When Jack tells her it's not such a bad thing that people now know the real her, Emma quickly fires back, saying he hasn't shared anything real about himself. She then asks him why he was in Chicago. Jack hesitates to answer, so Emma simply walks away. Back at Lissy's apartment, Emma tells her what happened at the coffee shop. Gemma brings it up again, that they should dig up Jack's secrets and expose him. She says she knows a tabloid reporter who can find out everything, but Emma refuses. She says she's not out for revenge. At the office, Sybil announces that the coupon campaign led to incredible sales. Nick tries to take the credit, but Emma cuts in and says it was her idea. She firmly asks for a promotion, and Sybil agrees. Later on, Emma heads to the theater to support Lissy, who's performing. Jack also shows up and tries to finally come clean. He tells Emma he was in Chicago visiting someone, his goddaughter, Alice, the daughter of his late best friend and business partner. He explains that they never told the media about her because he and Pete wanted her to grow up away from the spotlight and live a quiet life. Emma feels glad that he's finally opening up, and asks him if he wants to stay and watch the show with her. They watch Lissy's performance side by side and enjoy the moment. After the show, Gemma arrives, along with the tabloid reporter. Emma tries to send him away, but Jack sees them talking. The reporter asks Jack about his Chicago trip. Thinking Emma leaked his secret, Jack walks away before she can explain. That night, Jack boards a flight to Chicago. Emma shows up at the airport and pleads for a chance to clear things up. She promises she didn't tell the reporter anything and that it was all just a big misunderstanding. She also tells him she loves him and thanks him for accepting her even after hearing all the worst things about her. She goes to her seat, and Jack follows. He starts telling his secrets right there in front of her and the other passengers. Emma smiles warmly. Jack then asks the man sitting next to Emma if they could switch seats. The passenger agrees right away. Jack then says he's madly in love with Emma, and they sit beside each other, holding hands and sharing a kiss.